Hell yeah. Kink unlocked.
Hey, I'm Jerry.
Hey, I'm Aaron. And this is Retro Rehab. Welcome back to Retro Rehab, the greatest collaboration of all time. You know it, I know it, Jerry knows it. I'll shout out from the top of the whatever the fuck bridge is in San Diego or whatever California town. I'll shout it from up top there. I'll climb up there and I'll do it. Of course, I am Aaron, joined by Jerry.
And I am Jerry, of course. And I'll
Yes,
I'll shut
of
up from the
course.
Golden Gate, and I'll jump
Golden
off that
Gate.
bitch and live.
And live. Your suicide is badass.
No, it's not. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah, please don't kill yourself. Sorry,
Yes.
sorry, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about the weirdest of the weird in the PlayStation 1 library. Because, oh my God, is there a lot. There's
There
a good
is.
number of really weird games in that bitch. But we've dug deep into the library of over 4,000 games to try and find...
Played them all.
Yeah, we hand tested each one, took each one out for a spin like a cyber truck. Did not end well.
Nope, someone spun the fuck out in the mud.
Just like a Cybertruck would if there's even any moisture outside. It's not starting. It's like an old musket.
It rains. It's like, I don't wanna.
No, I hurt my stomach. I'm a Cybertruck. That's the fucking AI voice on the inside.
I wish the Cybertruck just had Betty as the voice, the AI voice. You get a
my God.
flat
Swinging
tire.
the chain. Swinging the chain. Oh my God.
Oh, listeners, if you haven't seen Kung-Pow, it has aged like a fine wine.
It's
Totally
so
not
good.
offensive at all anymore. And I highly recommend everybody to go watch it.
Oh, we need to do a watch party of that movie. I'll lose my shit.
Yes,
The
we
part
should.
where like, I'm going to stop talking about this movie after I quote this part, but there's the part where the Chosen One's master gets beat up and he's like, beware the song of big butts. He beats you up while he plays it. And then he starts snorting like a pig. Oh, man.
Yep.
Shit. So those games, right? Not just hidden gems, but games that are just downright strange, but worth a look. We're getting weird today, baby.
I'm going to get weird with it.
Yeah,
with the
before we get into
PS1.
that, what could possibly be new in the world of retro?
I'll tell you.
Jerry?
I'll tell you some stuff. Do you like Mario RPG? Like the original Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the Seven Stars?
Yeah.
You like that shit?
Yeah.
Well, somebody went ahead and made
You like that
a
shit,
ROM.
baby?
Yeah, you like that? Somebody made a ROM hack of Super Mario RPG called Super Koopa RPG, where you play as the Koopa Bros, and they replace all
That's
of the original characters. Yeah. I was checking some stuff out. I kind of want to. I'm gonna give it a download and just see what it's all about. I guess there's like a bunch of new stuff. If you go over to romhacking.net, you will find that there. At the time of this recording, there's a post from June 8th. It is not June 8th today, but that's when this was posted. And it says that there's new levels, new events, new story and character dialogues, custom sprites including allies, NPCs, weapons, and enemies, some custom animations, new items and equipment, new enemy stat, attack patterns, strength and weaknesses, and more. Side content including collectibles, secret levels, tough battles. You look at tough
Holy
battle?
shit,
You like a
dude.
tough battle? I like
I like a tough battle.
I like a TP.
It's my normal everyday life.
Yeah, my daily life is a tough battle. But yeah, that's it looks pretty cool, and that is by I didn't catch the name of the
Created
it's
by an Axum Ranger.
an Axum Ranger. So that's the I guess the producer of this ROM hack. But if you've played Super Mario RPG and you've gotten to that point, you'll know that Axum Rangers are one of the bosses or like the enemies in the game that are like kind of replicating Power Rangers, and that's a cool name for a.
That is fucking cool.
Yep. So shout out to
A
an
single
Axum Ranger.
Ranger.
Sounds pretty dope.
Pretty baller.
Also, Doom on the Super Nintendo wasn't the best game. It was a marvel that it even got ported to the Super Nintendo at the time, because there's way worse versions of Doom than on the Super Nintendo. But Real Sunlit Space has gone ahead and started to port Doom 2 to the Super Nintendo. Right now, there's only the first 2 levels, but it sounds like they are fully committed to bringing the whole game. So it's like a project that they'll be bringing some Doom 2.
Okay.
Again,
that's pretty cool.
Not the best place to play Doom 2, but it's super cool that they're doing this. I just love when like people
Jaguar.
just oh god, that's not a good one. That's a bad one.
All the audio.
Isn't that the one? Or no, I think it's this. I think it's the 32X one that doesn't even have music.
I think that's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the one that doesn't have
Jaguar
music.
is also probably pretty bad too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you just said and the Atari Jaguar version, I'd be like, that's a bad one. And this just in. You're hearing it here first, folks, for sure, because nobody checked out that Nintendo Direct. But
no,
they have now released the M-rated channel for N64 on the Switch. And Perfect Dark. And it doesn't work.
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
That's what I've been hearing. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen some clips online of people playing it, and I guess like I think in the second level, it just goes like full drunk mode. Like it's just like it's whack looking. Like I don't understand how they fucked this up. It's their own console. How do they fuck this up? I don't get it. I don't get it. Tell me. Tell me.
On Xbox. They got it working on Xbox One, so like they got it working somehow back in 2015 or something.
Yeah, but Nintendo didn't have anything to do with that port.
I'm just saying it works.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look, this is the whole point of Retro Rehab, man. Game preservation and celebrating it. And god damn it, leave Vim alone.
Please, dude, leave our boy alone.
Yeah, leave the homie Vim alone. And also, like, this is you know what I'm saying? Keep it 100%. Know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying?
The mister over here in the corner, that plays Perfect Dark. Guess how good it plays Perfect Dark? Really fucking good. Well. Better than the Switch. I'll tell you that. So the mister, yeah, does it
Mister.
Better. The Sister Fister itself, it can do it. And it does it good. So, don't know what Nintendo's excuse is here, but you gotta pull your britches up, I think.
I'm sure they'll get it patched out. Like, I remember when the N64 shit first came out, like the whole expansion pack first came out. I think it was Ocarina of Time and one other game that were having major crashing issues and issues with like fog and shit as well too. And they I almost said bitched it up. They patched it up pretty quickly.
Bitched it up.
No, they patched it up pretty quickly and fixed it, and it's plays pretty well, I'd say.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say so too. Well, why don't we
get weird as fuck on PS1?
Oh, we're about to get weird as fuck. So I think it's customary to.
You won't let go of me. Oh, yeah. Bring out the olives.
Bring out the olives, Aaron. Let's get weird as fuck on PS1.
Dude, I legitimately just bought a jar of olives the other day. They're jalapeno stuffed, and they're so fucking good. Continue.
Please tell me that you were like, Cheyenne, bring out the olives. And she was like, let go of me!
I was banished to the basement.
Because of your olives?
Yeah.
Or just like,
we'll go with that. No, I don't know, man.
You bought olives again? What the fuck, Aaron? We had this conversation before. Get in the goddamn basement. Get in the basement.
Like crippling all of addiction.
No dinosaur nuggets for you tonight.
Left out in the doghouse like the femboy from The Grudge. Please, mommy, may I please have some dino? I don't fucking go. What's happening?
All right, so
what are we doing?
So
shit.
with a library as massive and expansive as the PlayStation 1, there's definitely no shortage of weird games. So, what do you think? Should we talk about some weird games? Why don't you go ahead and let's get fucking weird. Let's pop our shirts off real quick.
Let's take off our shirts. Want to wrestle? Let's fucking wrestle.
All right, what do you got? What do you got for some weird shit, man?
I'm definitely not going in order. I'm going to save probably some of my weirdest ones for last. Let's go with Tobal number 2, or Tobal 2, first. I don't know why I put the number sign down, but...
Isn't it... No, it isn't number 2, right? It's called Tobal 2?
Yeah.
Or no, it's like Tobal NO.2, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is. I was literally just playing it. Yeah. Well, no. So Tobal, the first Tobal is Tobal number 1. Dot is like NO.1.
Oh.
And then Tobal 2 is just Tobal 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a weird ass game, man. Tell me more.
Yeah. So I don't even know where to start, man. So you love Tekken, right? And you love Pokemon, right? What if I were to tell you could have have both in one? So yeah, you go around, you fight creatures, you tame them. It's been a while since I've played this game. Yeah, you find creatures, you fight them, you tame them, you can fight as them or whatever, and yeah, it's got fighting game style combat where it's like 1v1. And yeah, you have all sorts of cool different monsters you can tame and to feed them and all that stuff.
But like the quest mode is like, like when I threw it on, I was like, wait, what? This is top down? There's a town? What the fuck is going on here? Like
there's like dungeons and shit too.
Yeah, it's a strange game. I can't believe it's on this
strange
list.
Game. And it was holy shit, sorry. It was not drawn. What the fuck? It was Akira Toriyama did the visuals. That's what I'm trying to fucking blurt out here.
Yeah, when I was looking at it, I was like, this seems very Dragon Ball looking. And
yeah, dude.
That makes a lot of sense now that you're saying it out loud. But that cover art, that guy looks not right or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that guy
definitely doesn't.
He doesn't look right. Something going on with his face. Like it's like misproportioned or something. And he reminds me of someone. And I don't know who it is. But like if you cover his face up, his hair's cool. His body's fucking yoked. But like his face is not. His face looks like it's made of yolk. Like it's
dude. The Japanese cover art is really fucking sweet. Like the Japanese cover art looks way better. They did like a hand instead of doing like the 3D model they have in the US and like PAL or I don't know what the fuck. Instead of doing like the 3D one, they have this like hand drawn one, and that looks really fucking cool.
Wow, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That looks so dope. Holy shit!
But it's just it's so fucking weird, man. It's like I guess maybe they were trying to capitalize on possibly Pokemon and the fighting game craze at the same time. I mean, it's interesting though. It's even got a chocobo in it, or not? I shouldn't say a chocobo. It's got chocobos in it, and
it does.
Yeah, there's chocobos in it.
That's so weird, and it's a fighting game. Like it's It's like a RPG fighting game.
Yeah.
It's so. I guess really cool. With all these weird games, I think after talking about each one, we should maybe say like, if it because like some of the ones on my list are worth like throwing on just to see how absolutely absurdly weird they are.
Oh, okay.
But they're not necessarily good games. But I feel like Tobal might be a good game. Would you say it's worth throwing on to actually like give it a fair shot?
I'd say so. But yeah, the controls are a little janky. but I mean, it's still worth
Yeah.
throwing on to experience.
That was the first thing. As soon as I threw it on, I was like, how do I move? What is going on here? Because like when you press like left and right, you don't move. You like strafe.
Yeah. But it's worth playing, man. What other game lets you go out and fight, like, I guess, human-sized lizards, beat the shit out of them, tame them, and then you get to fight as those weird lizards.
That is a really cool concept. Yeah.
Lizards, right?
Lizards, am I right? Those lizard people.
That's me.
Is Tobal 1 like this?
I'm fairly certain. I forget entirely. Let me look it up real fast. Whoa.
Because like, I don't know. Like, I've only ever heard of Tobal 2 being talked about before. I've heard of Tobal number 1, but like, I've never heard a lot about it. I've only ever heard things about Tobal number 2 or Tobal 2. What a weird naming convention to call it.
I know, man.
Tobal number 1 as the first game, when clearly it's the first game, and like, then it's like, now the second one though, just Tobal 2. It's just Tobal 2. I used to always get it confused with Tomba for some reason.
I could fucking see that, dude. It looks like the first game is. Oh, it does have a quest mode, actually. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little bit of the same.
Cool. Well, I would say as a double feature, I don't know. Maybe Tobal number 2 or Tobal. Fucking stupid naming convention. Maybe Tobal 2 has a better gameplay than Tobal 1, but I would say check it out. It's got some jank stuff in it, but check it out. It's weird as fuck.
We'll have to stream it sometime.
Yeah. Speaking of streaming stuff, I know exactly a game that we have to stream, just because I feel like, well, we would have to like collect ourselves from laughing so hard so that we could actually play the game. But Pepsi Man is probably the craziest shit ever. Like, have you ever seen this game in action?
Yeah, it's an auto runner, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's kind of like, I don't know, like Temple Run, kind of like.
I was gonna say Temple
it's
Run.
Like exactly like Temple
Subway
Run.
Surfers.
Yeah, stuff like that, and like but like, I feel like it's better than any of those runners because it's actually a good game. Like, it's actually a lot of fun, and it's so ridiculous. Like, you're running through people's houses and shit, and the objective of the game is just to get to a Pepsi machine so he can get a Pepsi. And
Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man. Yeah, the theme song too, dude. I got to get the drop for that because it is out of this world. And you know what? You know who else likes Pepsi?
Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, darling. Today I just want to tell you, que a mí me gusta la Pepsi.
Man.
Yeah.
But obviously dubbed man at the end.
Man. But yeah, it's like Crash Bandicoot meets Temple Run, if that makes sense. And you're just
I could see that.
collecting cans of Pepsi while like random civilians are just throwing their garbage. I don't know why all these people are in their alleyways just throwing garbage for no reason, and like people are popping out of like manholes and shit, and there's like garbage trucks being like, oh shit, here comes Pepsi Man, better throw a couch at him. But that's what it is. Like, you're just kind of running and stuff, and you can like slide and you could jump, and yeah, you know what, it's a lot of fun. I would say this is probably, out of all the things that I checked out for this list of games, Pepsi Man is probably the most legitimately fun game that you can just throw on quickly and just be like, this is really dumb. Oh, and the cutscenes are so stupid. Oh my god, they're so stupid. Because like, this game was made for Japan. Like, this was a Japan only game. And
damn it.
But there's a translation. Don't worry, there's a translation.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know if they overdubbed it themselves. Well, I mean, even at the beginning, it just shows like clearly America, and like, it's so funny because it's almost like what Japan must have thought Americans just look like back in that time, because it's just like this kind of chubby dude who's just like wearing a white shirt and like blue jeans, and he like goes over, picks a Pepsi up, and he's like, "Let's get some Pepsi!" Like, and he's just like, and it's like dubbed on the bottom in Japanese, but like, it's a weird capsule in time of like, what, like, why was there? I mean, on Super Nintendo there was Cool Spot, which was the mascot for 7-Up.
And on NES, he had like 3.
Was that on NES too?
He had 3 games on NES as well too. There was a checkers game. There was a platformer.
Oh yeah.
While we're on the topic of 7-Up, who the fuck is like at the brink of like thirst? Who the fuck is like, dude, I could fucking go for a 7-Up. Like my mind always goes for Sprite or
it's
like
Sprite.
Yeah,
every single
or
time.
even Starry sometimes. Like if they don't have
Starry?
Sprite,
What the
it's
fuck
like,
is Starry?
like so Pepsi used to have Sierra Mist as their Sprite, right?
Sierra? I don't know if
Do you not have this in Canada?
I've never heard of Sierra Mist. That
What
sounds
the
like
fuck? Okay. Canada's so
I love
cool.
I love how you like are almost offended by it. You're like, okay, Jesus Christ, I guess. Fuck.
I don't know what the fuck. Like, what sodas do you got? What are the popular sodas in Canada? Educate me.
Obviously Pepsi and Coke.
Dollar Pepsi.
Yep, Dollywood
Okay.
Pepsi.
Waluigi Dollar Pepsi.
Dollywood Dollo Pepsi. But yeah, we got. Do you guys have like A&W root beer?
Yeah, like
down
the
there.
root beer, and yeah.
Hell yeah, that's Canadian as fuck.
Is it?
Yeah, A&W is Canadian. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking speaking out of my ass here, but I'm pretty sure
I
it
don't
is.
know. That's cool. Like we have, well, not so much anymore, but sometimes there's like you'll see an A&W restaurant here in the States, and it'll be like fat fucking burgers and like greasy diner food, like hot dogs and shit, and you'll be able to get A&W root beer fresh from the fucking keg.
Oh yeah, yeah,
straight from the
fountain in a frozen mug.
Dude, yeah,
Dude, that
God.
that root beer hits differently, and I was
It
very
does.
disappointed when you did your root beer tier list and you did not include it. I was very upset. I would not. I refused.
What
to listen to that
A&W
episode.
was like at the top.
It was? Oh no, sorry.
Yeah.
It was Dad's root beer. Dad's root beer is what's up. As far as
Okay,
like
yeah.
domesticated.
I haven't tried Dad's.
But anyways,
Yep. We went really far off topic here.
way too off topic, but oh well. Here we are. So yeah, check out Pepsi Man. What else you got? Some
boy.
cool things here on this list.
Dude, okay, so Devil Dice. This is one that I tried to record some gameplay for the Superpod Saga YouTube a while ago. Unfortunately, it didn't work because OBS is stupid, but it's cool little puzzle game where basically this board is filled with dice. It's isometric view, and you play as like a little demon guy or whatever. And you basically just walk across the dice, and the direction that you walk on top of the dice kind of like moves the dice in a different direction. And as you're walking on the dice and moving it, it'll flip to different faces on the die, like 1, 6, whatever. And it's I think you have to match. It's like you have to match 3 dice of the same face. Basically,
Okay.
you match dice of the same face or number or whatever, and then I'll clear them off the board or table or whatever. I played a shit ton of. There was like an endless mode, I think is what it was called, where it just keeps going and going and going, and it gets faster like the higher level you get. And that was just fucking fun, dude. It's stupid and like doesn't make sense at times, but it's fun. The like, how do I explain it? So like the dice that you match together, it'll slowly like sink off the board, and then once as you're going along, dice will continually like fall from the ceiling and it's empty spots and shit like that. And it's fun, man. It's goofy.
Is it a puzzle
and, like,
game?
Yeah, it's a puzzle game.
Okay. I do know that you are a man of puzzle games.
It's fucking awesome, man. And sometimes the boards have like really weird, goofy like gimmicks to them. I haven't another one I haven't played in a while. I really do need to fire this one up again on the old Amber Nick, but it's fun, man. It's cool.
Hell yeah. Maybe I'll throw that on.
Hell yeah.
All right, so I tried to throw a game on that I've only ever heard about, and I haven't even really heard about it that much. I've always heard people say it's like a hidden gem. I wouldn't go that far with it. I don't know. It's weird. So Vib Ribbon. Have you ever heard of this? Have you seen this?
I've heard of and seen it. Yeah, I've heard of it. I've seen of it. I've never played it.
It's I think it's by the same developers as Parappa the Rappa. And I do believe you can use your own CDs for the soundtrack. Because there's an option when you start a level, it says like use Vib Ribbon CD or insert your own CD. So I think what you can do is you can pop the lid open, put like
what the fuck?
Fucking Cannibal Corpse in there and just like
dude, oh holy shit.
Could you imagine? So it's a weird game. It's all like, I don't know how to describe the style. It's like wireframe looking and it's like black and white and
it's constantly like
it's like very
out of
shaky.
Its mind.
Yeah, it's a weird looking game. And when I threw it on, I was like, all right, start game. Like I pride myself in being pretty okay at video games. And I was like, what the fuck is this game? Like, how do I even play this? Like, I'm like pressing buttons. I felt like a child again when you first pick up a controller when you're like a child and you're like just mashing buttons being like, how do I make things work? Because I had no idea. So I backed out and went into how to play. And it shows like almost like a cutscene of this thing like singing, like the little rabbit thing that you play as. It's like singing along and like telling you like, hey, when you see this thing appear on the level, you have to press this button. It's like, there's no correlation whatsoever as to why I should press that button for that thing. Like a giant like rectangle, you need to press R1. I don't know. I have no idea. And then like there's like little jaggies on the ground. You have to press X on those. And then like there's like these loop-to-loop circle things. And wait, maybe it does make sense in a weird way. Because if it's R1, the 1 is kind of like a pillar. Oh my God. And then the loop-de-loop is kind of like a 2. It does make sense. I am the dip switch. Holy shit. Maybe this is the best game ever made.
You're having like a full-on Rain Man moment. What if?
What? But I did not get very far. I did manage, once I watched the how to play video, I was able to get through the first level. But I was kind of like, this is a very odd game. And because I was playing on the Mister, I don't really have a way to do the whole like insert your own CD and play it. At least I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Who knows if there's a way. But I feel like it would be pretty funny if like you were playing that game to some like insano music just playing in the background.
Cannibal Corpse. That'd be so fucking
Cannibal
cool.
Corpse.
Fuck the police.
Fucking Soulfly.
Oh,
but yeah,
man.
I don't know if I can say if this is a very good game, but it's a game. It's a game for sure.
Nonetheless.
And it's at least worth throwing on just to see just how weird. Like, it is pretty fucking weird. So, check it out.
You know what? I was reading a little bit. Let's get a Wikipedia check. Hey, let's check Wikipedia real fast. So I was looking on Wikipedia, reading about this game. It was initially commissioned as an advertisement for the Mercedes-Benz A-Class car. This game was. But then after design issues surfaced with the car, the ad plan was dropped. They were just like, fuck it.
Vib Ribbon was?
Yeah. I don't know how. I don't know if maybe like. No, I don't know how the fuck that would work. What does this car look like? It's just a fucking van, bro. I don't know.
It's just a van, a Mercedes van. They're like, yeah, we're gonna strike a real good deal with you.
5-door hatchback. Fucking pardon me.
Jesus Christ, I didn't realize it was a fucking party bus.
The fifth door is for the cocaine.
Cocaine entrance only.
Yeah. Dude, speaking
and you
of
get
cocaine,
in and it's just like just blasting Vib Ribbon.
Blasting Cannibal Corpse. Can you imagine doing cocaine and listening to death metal? That'd be so cool.
Cannibal Ribbon.
Cannibal Ribbon.
Yep. Kates. All those Kates.
Kates.
And Kates. I see some other ones here on your list. One of them I have played. One of them I have not. Tell me about Domino's.
Dude,
Pizza.
okay. There's a cat sneezing in my room and I can't find it. Okay, whatever.
Leaving it in. I've never heard anybody say that before. Could you imagine just like calling the police and being like, so here's the situation, okay? There's a cat in my house. It's sneezing. I don't know where it is. I cannot locate the sneezing cat.
Wait, she's like, you can kind of see her, but she's like, maybe, there she is. Okay, she just jumped down. That's the sneezing cat. I gotta let this bitch out real fast, otherwise she's gonna go crazy. Okay.
Do you normally say, go on, get?
Yeah, like all the time. I don't know why. Every time I open the door, I'm like, go on, get.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah,
Domino's.
So, yeah, the pizza. So no one can stop Mr. Domino. It's weird, but it's fucking cool. So basically, there's like 6 different stages. It's kind of also, it is an endless runner actually. So there's this track that Mr. Domino follows along. He continually runs along this track, and there's little switches that you can activate to do certain things. It's like an auto runner meets a puzzler, because as you're running along, you can hit, I forget which button it is, but you'll poop out little dominoes, and you'll poop out a little trail of dominoes. Yeah, well, he won't like, you won't see him, scrunching down and
Oh
just
my god!
You won't see him shucking out a fatty or anything like that. You'll see dominoes dropping out behind him as he runs along. But basically, you want to drop dominoes near like a switch, because that's how you trigger the switches, is dominoes falling onto the switch. And if you make a trail to this switch, and then when you trigger the switch, it triggers this action, like a Rube Goldberg machine kind of thing, where like you hit a switch, it makes this like ball fall down this little track or whatever, we'll say.
Oh my god, does it do like the dun, 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 dun.
No.
Missed opportunity.
But yeah, so your dominoes will hit a trigger that triggers this other action that happens, and that could basically, you're setting up all these different like chains of events, and like the more you chain together, the more points you get, and like the less time you have to spend in the level going around. Probably the best way to figure this all out actually is Super Pod Saga's own Tommy. I had him play this for like 15 minutes. He fucking freaked out, but he eventually liked it.
Yeah, we just talked about this on Superpod.
Yeah, man, it's such a fucking funny video. Tommy's always just like, Fat Tony's Casino, everyone, which is the first level.
Back here at Fat Tony's Casino.
Yeah. It's a fun game, actually, though. Like, I don't think I'm explaining it very well, but it's fun once you actually get into it, man.
Hell yeah. That's what we need.
Oh, and the soundtrack is dope as shit, too. Like, for the first level, Fat Tony's Casino, holy shit, does it bop.
Really? I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Domino's, get a pizza, you fat fuck.
Christ alive. So, I've always heard about this game, LSD The Dream Emulator. Have you ever heard about this?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen someone play it though.
It is the definition of weird. I would almost say this takes the cake of being the weirdest game on PS1. It is.
I could see that.
It's a walking simulator before those were even like a thing, and it is out to lunch, man. Like you're just walking around and like you'll walk up to like a structure and then it'll just like warp you to a different map. Like you'll just be like walk up to a tree and then it'll just like fade out. And then you'll be in like a completely new area and there's like doesn't tell you what you're supposed to do. But then like there's days. There's like a day counter. So like at the end of the day you like wake up, I guess, because like it stops, goes back to like the main menu where you can like save and stuff. Like there's a save function in this game and like but like you don't really do anything. And then there's this weird chart that like tells you, I don't know, like your location in the dreamscape or something. Like it's like a picture, like a grid. Dude, I don't have a clue what is happening in this game, but like
sounds cool.
I don't know, like it's but you know what's weird? I feel uneasy while I'm playing this game. Like it feels weird. Like, again, the definition of a weird-ass game. And it makes me feel uncomfortable in a way I have not before. And I don't know if there's going to be something in the game. Like, at one point, I, like, walked up to a pyramid, warped. Then I was, like, by a riverside with some, like some ancient Japanese-looking, like, structures. And I was walking, and then it just slowly faded out. As I was just walking, then I was in like, and also the initial area, the frames are like it's a slideshow. It's a fucking Microsoft PowerPoint, and like at one point I warped to like a very green, lush looking area, and it was like super fast. Like it was like playing at like 120 frames per second. Like it didn't even make sense. I was like, what the fuck? It wasn't actually 120 frames per second, but like it just all of a sudden was like, oh, it's got full frames now, and like I'm running around. No idea what I'm doing. There's a giant fish just like up in the fucking sky. Yeah, it's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. And I have no idea what you're supposed to do in it. I don't know. I don't think I can even recommend anybody to throw this on other than to maybe just like watch some videos or something of it because it is like the weirdest shit I've ever experienced. Like by a lot. I don't know, man. Like I feel like you would have to get inebriated in order to enjoy this game. Like, you would have to fucking bust out a fat fucking joint. And just be like,
Tony?
Yeah, fat fucking Tony. And just be like, it's time to play some LSD. And then you just sit down and you just walk around in this shit and be like, look at that fish. That fish is cool, man. Or something. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't even waste my time on it, but I feel like it needs to be talked about here because, like, as far as weird games go, it is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
While you were talking, I was looking at screenshots, and yeah, there's really weird shit. Like the landscapes don't always look like a typical landscape. There's one where it's just like it looks like static from a TV, like when you switch to the wrong channel.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, dude.
There's a character in the game called Dying Woman who is just like a skeleton in a bed.
See, this is what I mean. Like, the game is fucking like weird, but also in a weird, like, hauntingly uneasy feeling kind of way. Like, I can't really explain it. If you want to feel bad, throw this game on. That's my recommendation. If you're just having a bad day and want to make it worse, throw on some LSD. The game, not the drug.
I wonder what the fastest speed run in the world is for that game. If there's even a way to speed run it, if it's not like all randomized or some shit.
Man, I don't know. I don't know why anybody would pride themselves in such a thing.
That's true, yeah. Hey, so LSD, right? That's hell of a drug. Yeah. Just like Bomberman Wars. Who?
I love Bomberman.
Who the fuck? I love Bomberman too. I love him so much. I want to kiss him.
ASMR.
Yeah, welcome to the Bomberman ASMR. So who the fuck was like, hey, so Bomberman, right? What if it was a tactics game? And they were like,
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
but it's actually not bad. It's pretty cool. It's also on Saturn, but I think it's only the PS1 version that has the English translation, English fan translation. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's different classes for characters. The visuals look really cool. The spell animations are pretty cool. It's just, I never in my wildest dreams would I have ever expected a Bomberman strategy RPG, but it exists. Also, there's a Bomberman racing game called Bomberman Fantasy Race.
That's a cool game.
You ride on the backs of Joeys or whatever they're called. That's kind of cool.
Bomberman Kart is also a very weird game because it's like top-down Bomberman. You're like walking around a town and shit first, and you gotta like do little quests and stuff to like unlock like the different races. It's a cool game. But it's funny because I looked up Bomberman Wars because I'm like, ooh, Bomberman Tactics, that might be pretty fun. Wonder how long it is to beat. So I go to how long to beat Bomberman Wars. No. It's not even logged because it has an extreme retirement rate. People just like quitting this game. It could be because it might have been because like before it was translated, because I don't know if this has been translated for very long. So it could have just been people being like, oh, Bomberman Wars, and throwing it on and be like, oh, I don't know Japanese.
I think it was like 2016, I'm fairly certain, is when it got translated. It was 2016. Yeah, it's worth checking out, man. The visuals look really fucking cool too. Like there's some areas where you're underwater, some areas where you're on a some areas where you're on a pirate ship. Yeah, I need to play through this. It looks fun.
Yeah, man. Looks real good. My last what were you gonna say?
I'm being your hype man.
Yeah. My last one is absolutely out of control. Screaming Mad George's Paranoiascape. This game doesn't make a lick of fucking sense, but it is metal as fuck. And dude, it's like let me break this down for you. It's a first-person pinball game. And it's in like this really insane like hellscape. Like, because I guess like Screaming Mad George, I'd have to like look him up again. He's like some like special effects or something. Yeah, special effects artist, film director, and former musician. Emigrated to the United States, where he's become known for his surreal, gory special effects. He worked on Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Actually, he worked on Beyond the Reanimator. And yeah, he's got some good special effects, I can tell you that. And this game, like, please, listeners, go look this game up and just see how fucked it looks. And yeah, I've never heard of anything like this before. Like, it's in first person, and you're like, you can move forward on like a track almost, and you can move back and forward, and you're like using like these skeletons as like the pinball like flaps, and you're shooting like this fireball, and it'll give you like a mission objective. It'll be like, kill that monster, and it'll be like, and then like as soon as you turn it on, it's just the most insane like industrial music playing.
Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah. This is for sure one of the weirdest things I've come across. Never heard about it until I was, just kind of like looking up like obscure PS1 games and stuff. And yeah, this stuck out like a sore thumb as something that's like, oh, this has to go in the weird category, because it is weird, but let me tell you, it is a cool game. It's definitely something you should throw on and experience at least once, because it's absolutely wild.
Yeah, this is pretty fucking freaky. Like the person themselves, Screaming Mad George, he also looks they look pretty fucking freaky too. Holy shit. This is pretty insane. Whoa,
Yeah.
what? There's a second Alien Crush game? That's cool.
I mean, it may as well be Alien Crush in like first person because like it kind of, you know what? It kind of reminds me of that because you know how like Alien Crush has almost like that like Geiger looking feel to it. So does this, but like in this guy's style. Like it's like just gore and nonsense. Like
That's awesome.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Please check it out.
Please, listeners, check it out.
Yeah, please. But yeah, that's a short list of some weird games for the PS1 that we feel you should check out, and I'm sure there's a lot more that will come up at some point. We'll probably do another list of these because 4,000 games. Come on, there's some weird shit. There's gonna be some
a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, there's gonna be some weird shit. But why don't we take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, time for some random recommended games. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Yes. Hey, Aaron.
Uh-huh.
Are you craving crunch and flavor that packs a punch?
All the time.
Well, our sponsor today is Waluigis Floppy Pickle Emporium.
Waluigi.
And let me tell you, every bite is an adventure. So, you know what? Why don't we tell the listeners today, what kind of pickles are you gonna get when you go to www.waluigisfloppypickle/floppy pickle /floppy pickle /Chris Alive.
Hashtag Sunday. Sorry. Hashtag Sunday. You have to do that into the mic.
Yeah, you do. You do have to record a voice message for Waluigi, and you have to say all that stuff. It's really complicated, but trust me, these are some premium pickles. Aaron,
premium
pickles. Aaron, tell them what kind of pickles they can get.
Ooh, boy, you can dive into their wide selection of pickle delights. We got tangy jalapeno, zesty garlic. What else is there? There's the pickled eggplant. Honestly, you could bring any oblong vegetable to Waluigi, the man himself, and he'll pickle it. He'll pickle your fucking pepper, boy. I tell you what.
He'll pickle your dick. I can tell you that right now. You can get a cast iron fucking pickle dick if you want it. Let me tell you.
You can pickle cast iron too. He does it all, Waluigi, that insane son of a bitch.
Yep.
He's got honey mustard. He's got hot honey mustard. Hot honey pickles.
Hot mayonnaise.
Oh, that sounds gross.
Yep. Pickles, hot mayonnaise pickles.
Sour cream, horseradish, jalapeno, ginger garlic. Pickles.
Ginger beef, tandoori chicken.
There we go.
That's a fusion one. Pretty much, I mean, if you want to show up with a Sega Saturn and you're like, hey, Waluigi, can you pickle this for me, please? He'd be like, he's probably not going to do it because he's a Nintendo guy, but he might do it under the table for a little bit of money. Again, you just have to go to Waluigi's Floppy Pickle Emporium /Pickle Emporium /Pickle Pickle /Floppy Pickle /Christ Alive /Sunday and leave a voice message.
That's right. Feeling flaccid? Life got you down? Waluigi's Floppy Pickle Emporium has the cure for your blues. Tangy, crunchy pickle so limp it'll put a pep in your step. These pickles are so limp they'll make even your greatest victories feel a little flat. Waluigi's Floppy Pickles, because winning shouldn't come easy. Get it? Because I said come.
Thanks, Waluigi's Floppy Pickle Emporium, for sponsoring this show.
Now comes the saddest part of the show, but also the most generous. This is the part of the show where we leave you all with a little parting gift, much like Oprah with a car under your chair, complimentary coffee and Oreos. Look under your chair. It's
Random Recommended Games!
All right. So, Random Recommended Games.
Here we are.
I would like to tell you. We are the youth of the nation. Shout out to POD for making a comeback somehow.
Oh, wait. Can we get a check on where POD is now?
Like on tour? Because I think they're on tour.
I'm going to look it up. POD band.
See
All right, hold on.
if that singer's still a Christian.
Ooh. This dude's name is Wov Bernardo.
I always thought it was Sunny for some reason.
Oh, I didn't know they were a Christian new metal band. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. See if they're still Christian.
Yes, Paul Joshua Sonny Sandoval. He is still a Christian, and he is still alive. So that's cool. He was born a year after me. Good for him.
Good stuff. / Christ alive.
Yeah, I could be him. / Petrie Fat Shit.
But yeah, Random Recommended Games. Today, I think I would like to bring to everyone's attention kind of a weird game that falls in with the rest of the stuff that we were talking about today. It's another PS1 game. It's not totally weird, though, and it's not like really like a hidden gem or anything, but Wild 9, dude, is a really fun platformer. It's like an action platformer. It's by Interplay, same people that made, I think it's by the same people that made Earthworm Jim. I'm not 100% sure, though. Maybe should have looked this up before I recommended. Well, I mean, I can recommend this all day long because it's just a good, I mean, it's a good-ass game. Sorry, it is by Shiny Entertainment, and it's published by Interplay. So it's just kind of like the same publisher or whatever. But the cool thing about this game is that you have like a shock gun that projects like this electricity beam, and what it does is it latches onto enemies, and you kind of have to like swing the controller back and like not the physical controller back and forth, but on the D-pad or on the analog, you have to move it back and forth, and you need to beat the shit out of the enemies. And the weird thing is, you can like kill them in really weird ways. And on the cover of this game, it says "torture your enemies" because you actually can. Like you can torture all the enemies, and it's just a weird, fun platformer game. It does have a little bit of a difficulty spike, like toward the middle of the game, but I highly recommend people to check this out because it is actually really cool. Oh, and fun fact. Tommy Tellerico did the soundtrack to this.
Gross. I guess that could be cool. Hey, sorry, Tommy. I bet he's real cool.
All Tommies are cool.
Just like, I was hoping there'd be a Tommy in a POD, but there's not. It's Tra Daniels. His name is Traa. Wov Bernardo, Marcos Curiel, and Sonny Sandoval. POD, everybody.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Ooh.
All right, Aaron. What do you got for me?
What I have for you is Azure Dreams or Azure. I don't know how you're supposed to say it.
I think it is Azure. I think you did that right, but I have always called it Azure.
Azure Dreams.
Yep. As your dreams turn into nightmares.
they always do. Hey,
this is Canada.
So this is the US of A, baby. Yeah, Azure Dreams. I guess it's an RPG. It's weird. So it's a little bit of like a almost Pokemon kind of thing, almost a roguelike, and then mostly an RPG. Basically, you play a character going through this tower of monsters is what it's called, and basically you run around a dungeon floor, find an elevator or whatever, go up a floor, and you keep doing that until you get to like a boss. And all along the way, you're collecting new equipment. It's kind of almost like a mystery dungeon game, but I'll get to that more in a little bit. But yeah, so you go beat up monsters, you get better equipment, which better equipment helps you in later floors and shit. You can also find monster eggs, so because you can bring, I think they're called familiars, is what the monsters are called. You can bring a familiar in with you, level it up. It can evolve and learn new attacks and shit. And and when you're not in the dungeon, there's this hub town that you can upgrade, so you can get new. You can train. Yeah, you can train your familiars, so that they're more powerful before you go into a dungeon. You can buy new items and armor, and there's all sorts of other shit. There's like dating sim elements to it as well too. There's a there's a casino in it as well too. That's pretty cool. Dude, there's a lot to it. There's also a Game Boy Color version, which I think the big draw to that obviously is that it's 8-bit, and they cut out like the dating sim, like the hub town upgrading shit. It's just purely a dungeon crawler. So if you want more dungeon crawler, Game Boy Color version isn't too bad. But if you want the full fucking package, if you want the whole hog in there, the PS1 version, it's pretty cool. Pretty fun game.
Hell yeah. That's a Konami game.
Hell yeah. Konami, fucking bring it back, bro.
Interesting.
Remake it. Reboot it.
Yep. And
Give it DOS boot.
DOS reboot. Main story, 25 hours. It's manageable. It's manageable for an RPG. Completionist jumps up quite a bit to 47 and a half hours, so there must be a ton of shit that you can do in this game.
Yeah, and it is kind of a roguelike, because like I said, if you die, you start it all over, unless you get to like a certain point. There's checkpoints and shit as you go through the tower, but if you die, you reset at a checkpoint, which I guess isn't really a roguelike. Other games did that, like Sonic and shit, so forget the fucking roguelike shit.
That's kind of interesting, though, for this type of game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds pretty good, man. It's a good rec. Very good rec.
Yeah, man.
Well, you know what? We're going to keep this episode nice and tight. We don't always have to have these long banging episodes when we have these extremely talented individuals on our shows and we just want to pick their brains all night long. Sometimes it's got to be short and sweet, you know?
Let me pick that brain, baby.
Yeah, pick my brain. Pickle my brain, if you will.
Pickle my... Ooh, okay.
Pickle me Elmo.
Now you're talking my shade of Spanish. Okay.
Right. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, Aaron, take us out of here.
Sorry. Holy shit.
Go ahead.
Thank you all. Thanks everyone for listening and getting in some R&R with us today. In the meantime, well, I guess also go follow us on everything, man. Go give us go leave a rating on Spotify so people find us. Go give us a review on Apple. Just go to superpodnetwork.com, leave a review there. Follow us, listen to the show there, read some blogs. But yeah, in the meantime,
check out our YouTube. Where you'll be able to look at these ugly mugs and occasionally better looking mugs when we have guests on.
Like Thrak and Bill, two handsome fellows who went on a double date. I don't know why I pointed to my mouth. I was going to do this, but
point to your mouth when you talk about Thrak and Bill.
Yeah, we went on a double date.
Double date in my mouth.
Yeah, double date. We talked about the Nintendo Switch Direct. It's up on our YouTube channel now. Pretty cool. But yeah, man. For now, we're gonna move on to better, greener pastures. Jerry needs to seek legal counsel for his hot, toiling divorce from Toadette, that money-hungry bitch.
Yeah, she's really taking me to the cleaners. Yeah. And Aaron has to go get a new tablecloth so that he can cover up the fucking femboy grudge kid that's living under his table.
He just needs a place to stay, man. I promise. He's only staying for 1 month, I promise.
I'm from the Grudge.
Could you imagine if the femboy grudge kid had Betty's voice? He's like, I need a place to stay and some food.
All right. I guess that's it. I guess we'll see you on the next one.
Show's canceled.
Bye. See you never.